Hey everybody, it's Nilo Cortex. It's been forever since I made one of these, but I open up every single one of my videos saying that. Naturally, it goes to show I'm not great at the whole blogging experience. However, or I guess vlogging would be called? Yeah. But either way, I thought I'd give you guys the monthly-ish update, because it's been like 2 or 3 months since I made one of these. But either way, everybody, so how are you? What's new with you? What's new with your life? With mine, I've been pursuing GG Media, which is the company I started. It is a web design agency that also is going to specialize in both 3D printing as well as social media campaigning services. And I know those don't really intermix, but they do in a certain case. Really, they're just riding the waves of a paradigm. It's like my plan A, B, and C in case one fails. But either way, GG Media is right now comprised of 3 members. It's me, which I'm the CEO, marketer, salesperson, etc., promotional person in that case, as well as I have a lead developer who works on like WordPress sites, CMSs, basic HTML and CSS on top of JavaScript APIs, JavaScript, APIs, as well as essentially just the back-end structure, the PHP, the MySQL servers, things like that. And then there's my lead designer who makes all the graphics, who me and him work out the user experience and user interactions of each site. And I'm actually a part of both teams, which is not the most conventional way to go, but as the team leader, I decided I should be involved with all of these. I will be the variable that's consistent between all of them and the executive decision maker at the end of the day. So that's GG Media. We're all 3 gamers, so that's where GG comes from, because if you look at our Twitter handle, it's GGWP Media, which means good game, well played, which is also on the banner of our Twitter page. So naturally, we're gamers through merit. So that being the case, one of our goals with GG Media is to get into the gaming industry. We want to help indie developers with their websites, with their product release, with their designs, with their marketing. Those are the target audience I really want to push for. Because I do love, like our clients right now, we have a jousting website, which is still pretty cool. And we have a coffee client, which is pretty awesome because I get coffee out of it, so that works. However, we want more like to work with game developers, that mentality, because that really it aligns with how we think. So that's the goal. So if you know anybody that needs a website, let me know. But indeed, my friends, so there's that. It hasn't really been too profitable as of yet. We did have 2 clients, and have paid the bills. But we are looking for more, so if you guys are interested, we'd definitely like to hook up with you. As well as, I've been streaming, if some of you have noticed. Pretty exciting, isn't it? I've gotten back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. CST, and it's been usually about 2 hours, but a couple times now I've gone past that. I think it was for a while I fell out of streaming because I lost my job at Bison IT. I can't really say I lost it. I walked away from it, and I don't know if it was the best decision ever, but on a personal happiness level it was, because it was a shit thing. And I'm out of the military, so I'm just kind of like redefining who this thing is. And it's working out so far. And if you ask my family, this thing is now looking like Tesla. Not sure how. However, it's like the greatest compliment you can be paid, right? Hey, you look like Tesla! Yes. So either way, I think it's going pretty great on that front. But yeah, so I started streaming again, and I think after I fell out of it the first time, and I got back into it, I was upset at myself because I went from having, like 30 people every time I streamed, watching, all the way back down to 2. It was like I literally pulled the rug of streaming experience from under myself and had to reclimb to the top, and it was just really heartbreaking overall. Like, I just felt like crap, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I've already done this once, I did, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, had I kept with it the first time and actually rode the wave to the top like I was doing, I was getting like 100 followers like every other week. It was going great. If I would have kept writing that, I may have even had partnership by now, or at least I would have been further off, but we all make mistakes, right? So either way, I'm trying to get that going again. But more so this time, I don't just want to stream. I want to stream and be part of the community. I want to be part of teams. I want to be part of the network. And so I've alleviated that by I made a sacrifice, and I got onto the Indie Army stream for NF recently. It was actually a real good cause. It wasn't really a sacrifice, but It was in the sense I actually got no sleep the night before just because I wanted to make sure I made it. I would hate to say, hey, I'll be there and then not show up because that puts pressure on other people. So I dedicated my freaking being to doing that. I had to play chess like 20 times throughout the night just to keep my mind active enough so I'd be awake when I streamed. And I did it, and we actually, for those who want to know the result of that, we did raise over $3,000 for NF, which is really, really exciting. And thank you, Indy, for putting that on. That's really cool of you, dude. So, ideally, I'm trying to get onto an indie stream team. I know half the people on it. I talk to them all the time, and I'm always in their streams. And a lot of them give me credit, too, for being a good streamer. So, it kind of just makes sense to put the two together. But hopefully, Indy can see that in his next round of hiring for that. As well as I've been streaming for Gaming for Adoption, which is a group that they're trying to raise money to help parents, you know, raise funds to adopt a child, because in 2015 and 2014 at least, the payment for adopting is like 30 grand. It's like a whole new car. Like, it's really over the top. And not a lot of families can afford that, especially not the person who started it, who after starting Gaming for Adoption was able to, I believe, raise enough to adopt a child called Jack, and it's amazing. You know, it's really inspiring to people's lives. So that being said, I'm part of two charity groups. Well, I can't really say he's a charity group, but he aims more towards charity. So two charity groups, and then my own stream. And my own stream is more for like my personal chance to just play freaking games. Because I get so busy during the day, I often work like 11 to 15 hour work days. So I don't really get time to play games or whatever. Every once in a while, I'll catch an episode of House of Cards, and that's awesome, but not very often, like I didn't last night. So, anyway, that's what's going on with me. A lot more streaming, a lot more businessy stuff. And I don't know, just trying a lot more figuring out my strengths. And that's the question of the day to you, for those who have seen this, or those who know me, or follow my stream, or just anyone, whether you're 10 or 80,000 years old. I don't care. I really want your opinion. So that's the question of my day. What do you think my strengths are? When you look at me, when you listen to me, what are the things I do best? Because this is how I'm developing. I need to know like what people see the best in me. I'm tired of focusing on the weakness. Because I know I got weaknesses, but focusing on them does not help me. So, if you could help me out, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to give a shout out. I know he'll never watch this, but I want to give a shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. Because he has been both a mentor, an inspiration, and just an overall badass. I hustle a lot because I get so tired of being in situations where I could fix them and not fix them. So I fix them. And I was going to a library for various days in a row to read his book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, because I was wanting a book that would help me with those things. I read like the first 4 pages of his book, and I was like, I need to read all of this. Like, right now, I just need to go. And so I'd canceled my plans that entire day and read as far as I could. Came back in a couple other days, did the exact same thing. I finally got to, like, the very, very last chapter. And, well, actually, okay, let me go back to that. When I posted a picture on my Twitter saying that to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he was like, get this man a signed copy ASAP. And I was like, what? Because at the time, I didn't have money to buy it. I mean, it's a good book, but I didn't have the funds, and I was actually just about to go sell some of my books to afford it, ironically. But no, so he told his assistants to send that to me, and at first it took him a while, and you know, it was like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever. But eventually it did come after an exciting talk with Guy and Gary at the same time. That was really exciting. The books did come, and I say books because it wasn't just that one book. He sent me every book he has ever published, which is amazing, and all of them signed to me from Gary Vaynerchuk in the front. Like one was like, Nilo, go crush it. You know, Nilo, thank you economy. Nilo, jab, 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 right hook. That was like, so good, so good. So actually last night I finished my entire workday, and I had an option to either watch House of Cards, which I did really want to do, or start reading that book again. I'm going to reread it from the front to back because I do believe the information in there is relevant and needed to be known. So I canceled my House of Cards before sleep watching and ended up reading that book until about 4 in the morning. So I might be sleep deprived right now, but I feel like I earned that sleep deprivation because I learned a lot. I really enjoyed the book. I took notes. And That's awesome. So thank you, Gary Vaynerchuk, for making my day, my year, whatever, something of me that you have made. But it was really cool of you, and I really appreciate that. And you're right, that's the thank you economy. You do, go over the top for your customers, and they'll go over the top for you. You've bought me for life. You've already had me sold. Like, I watch all your videos now. I'm really active in your community. You purchased me through your kindness. So well done, sir. Well done. I really do appreciate it. So either way, that's my up-to-date on the vlog for today. Hopefully, I will get more into the habit of doing these more because I just love to freaking talk. I talk a lot. And yeah, I just want to let everyone know I am streaming again, and I am running my web design agency, which I want to push more towards just a general media agency. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you all later, you sexy fools. Mwah.